All right. So even if you're not here, let's talk about it because there's a lot of cool stuff happening. I love this logo. I love what's happening there. I got to inspect it to see what all we're dealing with here. Cool. It's a nice SVG. Hey, thanks for the follow, Naren. I appreciate it. Let's see. Very, very cool. I do like that a lot. I wonder if that is an intentional fade out on that, like how that is not squishing down to kind of fit in the space. I don't mind it. I think that's an interesting way of handling responsive, right? Where that is an unimportant thing, and so it kind of goes away. I like it a lot. If it's intentional, cool. If not, look at the code. I like that you're using the blend modes on that. I think it's really, really cool. I like that that graphic. Hi, my name is Lucas. I'm a web developer. Go by Swiss Codes. Hey, yeah, I'm digging the music too. Hey, you're back. Cool. So we're looking at your site. What's up? So I'm guessing this is your logo, and that's kind of a logo treatment over there, or vice versa. I think either way is cool. I was saying I love the way this looks over here, and how I like actually how this kind of fades out, and how it's not important, so it just kind of goes away. I might look at. I think it could be really interesting as we get to a certain point, right? Maybe as we get, if you can detect where this is, right? I think that'd be interesting to leave that on screen half off and anchor it to that right hand side. I think that'd be fun. I like the visual weight we have going on here. Lucas, web developer, Swiss Codes. I might look at having some sort of accent style, so that you could highlight this, right? Online I go by Swiss Codes. Have that maybe change colors to one of your accent colors as long as it's accessible on that background. I think that'd be interesting. We move on down to your latest post. Latest posts are centered. Got the view all button up here. I don't mind this up here, but it's feeling kind of floaty to me. It's feeling like it's not anchored in, and that's because you're not you don't have a boxy style, and I think that's a-okay. I don't know that users are going to see this up here because they're going to come from this cool visual up here. Theoretically, they'll see this. Your eyes can get anchored over here for a second, read this title, and then come down and hit up this, right? They're going to hit this first post. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I just wonder if you want to move view all to maybe a button style down here. Just a thought. I like the visual weight you got going on. The date is faded back. I wonder if it is of an accessible font color. I'm assuming that it is, but let's take a look. What are you building this in? Is this, yep, Gatsby, there it is. I was about to say, let's see. Oh, come on, Chrome. You should be able to read that and tell me that, okay, well, for whatever reason, it's decided that is not a color for me to look at and inspect the accessibility, but just something to keep in mind there. I like that this whole thing is clickable. I think that's really nice. I would provide some form of active or of hover state here. It doesn't have to be much, just a little bit to let me know that if I hover right here, that I am in fact hovering on this link. Just give that kind of sense of what's about to happen. So before we go into a blog post, let's take a look at the top level pages. Quick about page. I think that color works really well for content that is less important, like text, like this date here. I might look at making your about content come in that pure white, or maybe just something lighter than that. I also like going between this homepage style, and you've got a decent clean nav style up here, nice separators in between. I think that your line height, just like we were talking about before, might benefit from a little bit more. Let's see. Oh, this is always my downside with Gatsby, or with React, right? Is it sometimes makes doing this sort of thing a little bit harder. Oh, this is font size. I don't want font size. I want line height. There we go. So where it was, maybe 1.6M, somewhere around there. I might change my mind overall about that, depending on a white font there, which let's take a look at. Color. Yeah, and as Gwoon said in the chat, it's super clean. I like it a lot. So we're gonna get full on nitpicky because that's what I like to do too. I would love to see something graphical on this page, or some sort of action afterwards, some sort of button maybe. I'm gonna harp on this. I love this style here. Maybe bring that over. You're not providing a huge amount of information. Maybe go a little bit deeper into who you are, what you do. Just A, it gives you like more SEO juice, and B, I think that people want to know more about you. If they're going to take the time to click that about link, then let's give them a little something extra there. Yeah, I'm just making sure. Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. I know it's not complete, but I think it can go a long way doing that. I'm going to skip blog for now. Okay, project's coming back soon. Come back on a Wednesday when you got that complete and I want to take a look at it. All right, let's take a look at the blog. Okay, so we're completely stealing that stuff from the homepage, which is perfect. I love that. It gives a sense of place, just like we were talking about on Todd's page. I would recommend some sort of page header and page title here, so that the user gets a quick hit that they are in the right spot. So let's see where I want to add that. We will add that right here. And then it goes in right here. There we go. So an H1 on the page, blog. Ideally is probably bigger than that, more than that, and obviously has styles attached to it. But let's see if I can style that real fast. Element style, color is going to be white. And then we'll have, some sort of nice margin to the bottom of it. To rem maybe. Just something, again, it gives a very quick hit sense of place. 3 rem. And then again, maybe some sort of description there, maybe some sort of like 2-sentence thing about what you're talking about in your blog. Again, it's a place for you to show off what users are going to get from each of these items. It's also a place that helps build your SEO a little bit. And the reason I do what I do nowadays is because of the SEO that I built on my blog over the years. So it's something to keep in mind when you're working towards all this. Let's see. I'd also make sure that, and again, like maybe you get some stuff out of Gatsby on this. I'd have to kind of look through it. If it's a headline, make it an H, make it an H2 in this case, and then on the blog page itself, make it an H1. Let's click in, take a look at the blog page. All right, okay, so we got lorem ipsum. I love lorem ipsum. Cool. So obviously we're not complete yet. A couple things: centered column, line width, line length is super important. I know this is an unfinished page, so I just want to say this just in general. Between 65 and like 85 characters wide is a comfortable line length, right? So I would also, same thing I said on the other page, this gray text is good for things that don't matter, but let's definitely make sure that it is probably that pure white that you're playing with kind of across the board if it's going to be body copy. I think your line height is great on this. I think it's pretty much perfect. Again, oh look, we got the 1.6 there. I think our font size could be slightly bigger. Let's look at that calculated size real fast. Font size 18. Okay, 18 pixels? Really? I'm old nowadays, y'all. I'm old. Like, that doesn't look 18 pixels to me. So maybe take my advice on that with a grain of salt. But, just maybe make it slightly bigger for old people like me. Again, I can't edit that because React. But, it looks small, and at 18 pixels, it shouldn't look small. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Let's take a look at this real fast, just so I can see if I can show this off real fast. We could do so if you're unfamiliar in terms of CSS length units. I love all the new CSS length units. They are fully cross-browser compatible in so many different ways, and you can actually set the width of your column based on the CH unit. I would just say, like, you want your body copy to be read as easily as possible. So regular weight's good. 90% white, I still might look at 100%. Again, like, I'm not sure. I also don't like dark themes. That's a personal preference. They tend to hurt my eyes more than a light theme. I'm in the minority on that. I know that. So, like, stick with your dark theme. Just know that play with the color to make it a little bit quicker to read. But let's do a width on this real fast. So let's set width 90 VW, margin left and right auto. We'll just have everything be auto for right now. And then actually we want to set a max width of let's set it to 75 CH, right? And that's 75. of the 0 character in the current font context. So whatever the font size is set on this div, it is 75 of those zeros across, which creates a fairly comfortable line length. You have to play with it depending on the font, because some zeros are not equal to other zeros, but it's something to keep in mind. And so we have a max width. We have a width set at that 90 VW, so we always get nice margins across the board. It makes for something that is comfortable at all sizes. So yeah, I think there's a lot of really good stuff happening on this site. I love the logo. I love this kind of blend mode logo thing that you've got going on over here. Again, I think it'd be really, really interesting that when you hit a certain breakpoint, that actually matches this up, right? Like that it actually sticks at that half, and maybe you fade it out and it can go behind the rest of your content. I think that could be really, really fun. I love CH units. I assume that's what you're talking about, Kawoon. CH units are one of my favorite things when we're talking about length units. Like VWs are cool. I love VWs. They do so much, but the CH unit is good stuff.